spend my time at the job from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
And after job, I get to home. I go to
After work. After work, we would say here. This is a tricky one.
after work. Yes, after work, I uh, came to home, and now I want to take IELTS exam. I don't know,
I'm not sure the
and I
last thing you
prepare my
said.
IELTS.
Sorry?
I want to take IELTS exam because
Okay.
I want to study in.
Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
good plan.
And
IELTS exam.
that's why I try to learn English.
Okay, good. Um, just forewarning, this class will be relatively difficult as well. So just be aware it's going to be a harder class. The vocabulary is
Uh,
up there. Okay?
Teacher, I can read very well, but it's pity I can't speak very well.
That's
I
okay.
think I'll be able to take part in this lesson.
For sure. I know you'll be able to take part in it. Just as long as, yeah, you don't feel like you're in over your head. Just, yeah, forewarning. Um, okay. And Jose, how's it going?
Hi Joshua, I'm doing very well, and you?
Doing well. Nice to see you again.
Yes.
Um, and Jose, have you, mm, I don't know. I was going to ask if you've read the story called Orientation about a man going into his job. Have you read that
Mm,
story?
no, I never read this story.
Okay. I think I've done it once, and I don't remember when it was or who was in class. Um, but okay, hopefully that's the one I'm thinking about doing. Monica, how's it going with you?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you.
Nice. Okay, pretty well is good. And what have you been up to today?
Well, I just got off of work right in time to be here, so it was
Nice.
a regular day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you made it. How was work? Good, bad, indifferent?
It was a good day. Yeah.
Okay.
I also have a gift from one of my clients because he celebrated 50 years of marriage with his wife, and
Huh.
here is a sort of tradition to give some gifts to relatives and friends.
That's kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever
Yeah,
heard
it
of
was
that.
nice.
Yeah, that is nice. Amp, how's it going with you?
Teacher, everything is fine, thank you. What about you?
Doing well. Thank you for asking. Um, and yeah, so Amp, what have you been up to today?
Probably I am going to be taking more classes in the afternoon.
Okay. So more classes in the afternoon, pretty low-key morning. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's good to have you. And Anna, how's it going?
Everything great, thanks for asking.
Nice. Welcome back to class.
Thank you. I'm really
Mhm.
glad to be back.
Yeah, glad to have you. And Virgilio, how's it going with you?
Hi, how are you? I'm very
Doing
fine, thank you for asking.
nice. Okay, yeah, me too. And Virgilio, what'd you do today?
Well, I'm a bit more busy these days because I'm moving to another city, so I kind of packing all my stuff. I need to be a band because I I need to bring a motorbike, a bike, so a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, packing's not fun. Moving's not that fun either, unless you're like
Yeah,
always
it
moving.
sucks.
Yeah. Okay. And I think we're good. Let's get started with today's class. Yeah, I think this is the one we're going to do. So we're going to be doing Orientation by Daniel Orozco. I'm not really sure how to pronounce his last name, but I'm hoping that's similar to it. And let's start with Anna Carolina. Can you read the first paragraph?
Those are offices and these are cubicles. Cub oh my gosh, cubicles. I guess. Cubicles. That's my cubicle there. And this is your cubicle. This is your phone. Never answer your phone. Let the voicemail system answer it. This is your voicemail system manual. There are no personal phone calls allowed. We do, however, allow for emergencies. If you must make an emergency phone call, ask your supervisor first. If you can't find your supervisor, ask Philip Spires, who sits over there. He'll check with Clarissa Nix, who sits over there. If you make an emergency phone call without asking, you may be let go. These are your in and out boxes. All the forms in your inbox must be logged in by the date shown in the upper left-hand corner, initialed by you in the upper right-hand corner, and distributed to the processing analyst, whose name is numerically coded in the lower left-hand corner. The lower right-hand corner is left blank. Here's your processing analyst numerical code index, and here's your forms processing procedures manual. Oh
Good.
my gosh.
Yeah. Distributed.
Sorry. Distributed.
Yeah,
Distributed.
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 Good. Processing.
Processing.
Nice. And numerical.
Numerical.
Good. Okay. Really
Did
well
I
done.
say that there is another word that you underlined?
Oh, Philip Spears. Just a last name. That's not too
Okay.
important.
Philip Spears. Thank you.
Okay. Amp, can you read the next paragraph?
You must pace your work. What do I mean? I'm glad you asked that. We pace our work according to the 8-hour work day. If you have 12 hours of work in your inbox, for example, you must compress that work into the 8-hour day. If you have 1 hour of work in your inbox, you must expand that work to fill the 8-hour day. That was a good question. Feel free to ask questions. Ask too many questions, however, and you may be let go.
Good. Does anybody have any questions on this page? Okay. So pretty basic. Amp, can you summarize what's happened so far?
Well, there's supposed to be a new employee in a company, and someone from the company is just the rules,
Mhm.
or his or her rules, because nobody knows. It's just his appreciation or her appreciation, and she's transmitted to the new one.
Yeah. Okay, good. Really nice job. And let's have Virgilio. Can you read the next paragraph?
Where are we? Sorry, in the first or the second?
Yeah, the first one.
Okay. That is our receptionist. She's a temp. We go through receptionists here. They quit with alarming frequency. Be polite and civil to the temps. Learn their names and invite them to lunch occasionally. But don't get close to them, as it only makes it more difficult when they leave. And they always leave. You can be sure of that.
Good. That sounded good. Maybe the next paragraph too. This is a short one.
Okay. The men's room is over there. The women's room is over there. John LaFontaine, who sits over there, uses the women's room occasionally. He says it is accidental. We know better, but we let it pass. John LaFontaine is harmless. His forays into the forbidden territory of the woman's room simply being thrilled. A faint blip on the dull, flat line of his life.
Nice. Can you repeat benign?
Benign.
Benign.
What does it mean?
Does anybody know what benign means?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
It means harmless. It's the opposite of the malignant.
Yeah. We also use those terms to describe cancer.
Cancer.
So yeah, is harmful. Very bad. So benign is kind of like good, harmless, yeah. And malignant is bad. And other than that, you did a really great job with your pronunciation. Does anybody have any questions in these first parts?
Yeah. Forays.
It's forays. Does anybody know what a foray is?
Yeah, it means like his like run.
It's like an adventure would be like a foray. So yeah, his forays into the woman's room is like his little trips, his adventures. Any other questions? Okay. The faint blip, it's like the bump almost. So if his life looks like this, his forays into the woman's room give him like a little small bump of something interesting, which is really just sad. Monica, can you read the next paragraph?
Okay. Russell Nash, who sits in the cubicle to your left, is in love with Amanda Pierce, who sits in the cubicle to your right. They ride the same bus together after work. For Amanda Pierce, it is just a tedious bus ride made less tedious by the idle nattering of Russell Nash. But for Russell Nash, it is the highlight of his day. It is the highlight of his life. Russell Nash has put on 30 pounds and grows fatter with each passing month, nibbling on chips and cookies, while peeking glumly over the partitions at Amanda Pierce and gorging himself at home on cold pizza and ice cream while watching adult videos on TV.
Good. Cubicle?
Cubicle.
Yeah. And questions here. Cubicle. Any other questions? Okay. Nattering is just like talking, like silly talking, or empty chatter. Yeah, good. I think that's basically it. Amas, welcome to class. Amas, how's it going?
Me?
I believe so. Amas Multimedia. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm fine.
Okay. Well, what's your name?
My name is Great.
Grit?
Yeah, I'm from Thailand.
Okay. Okay, welcome to class. And so we're reading about a man who's being introduced to the rules and regulations and the people at a company. Jose, can you read this next one? It's a bit over the top, but yeah.
Okay. Amanda Pierce is in the cubicle to your. This paragraph have been read, no?
Nope.
No.
So we read a little bit about Amanda Pierce, who Russell Nash is in love with.
Okay. Amanda Pierce in the cubicle to your right has a 6-year-old son named Jamie, who is autistic. Her cubicle is plastered from top to bottom with the boys' crayon at work, sheet after sheet of precisely drawn concentric circles and ellipses, in black and yellow. She rotates them every other Friday. Be sure to comment on them. Amanda Pierce also has a husband who is a liar. He subjects her to an escalating array of painful and humiliating sex games, to which Amanda Pierce reluctantly submits. She comes to work exhausted and freshly wounded each morning, wincing from the abrasions of her breast, or the braces on her abdomen, or the second-degree burns on the backs of her thighs.
Okay, good. Really nice job. Precisely.
Precisely.
Rotates.
Rotate.
Humiliating.
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 Humiliating. Humiliating. Humiliating. Humiliating.
Good. Humiliating. That was good.
Humiliating.
Reluctantly.
Reluctantly.
Bruises.
Braces.
Abdomen.
Abdomen.
Thighs.
Thighs.
Good. Questions here. Okay, so pretty dark. Anna, can you read the next parts?
Me?
Anna, yeah.
But we're not supposed to know any of this. Do not let on. If you let on, you may be let go. Amanda Pierce, who tolerates Russell Nash, is in love with Albert Bosch, whose office is over there. Albert Bosch, who only dimly registers Amanda Pierce's existence, has eyes only for Ellie Taper, who sits over there. Ellie Taper, who hates Albert Bosch, would walk through fire for Curtis Lance, but Curtis Lance hates Ellie Taper. Isn't the world a funny place? Not in the haha sense, of course. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, perfect. Really well done. Does anybody have any questions on this page?
Yeah, who all those people? Who are all those people?
So, just people in an office. So we've got an office, I guess. Basically, who's the first guy? Russell Nash. So we've got like Russell Nash, who's in the office next to Ellie Taper and the person who's being introduced, and then Amanda Pierce. And then, yeah, so I don't know, just all people in an office and their kind of relationship. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. And Ana Carolina, can you read the next paragraph?
Yes. This is the fire. Exit. No, sorry, teacher. I'm sorry. You caught me red-handed.
No, it's okay.
Annika Bloom sits in that cubicle. Last year, while reviewing quarterly reports in a meeting with Barry Harker, Annika Bloom's left palm began to bleed. She fell into a trance, stared into her hand, and told Barry Harker when and how his wife would die. He laughed it off. She was, after all, a new employee, but Barry Harker's wife is dead. So unless you wanna know exactly when and how you will die, never talk to Monica Bloom.
Good. Bleed. Can you repeat bleed?
Bleed.
And trance.
Trance. Teacher, to fall into a trance means to fall into a track or...
A trance is like a state of consciousness that is kind of like hypnotism.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. And any other questions? Okay, Amp, can you read the next paragraph?
Colin Heavy sits in that cubicle over there. He was new once, just like you. We warned him about Anika Bloom. But at last year's Christmas potluck, he felt sorry for her when he saw that no one was talking to her. Colin Heavy brought her a drink. He hasn't been himself since. Colin Heavy is doomed. There's nothing he can do about it, and we are powerless to help him. Stay away from Colin Heavy. Never give any of your work to him. If he asks to do something, tell him you have to check with me. If he asks again, tell him I have gotten back to you.
Good. Nice job. It sounded like you corrected Heavy too.
Heavy?
Yeah, Colin Heavy. Any questions here? Pretty straightforward, I think. Doomed? What does doomed mean, Amp? Amp?
It's like a new one.
Doomed?
I don't know.
Ah.
It's like a no. It's like a fool.
Not a fool. No. He's doomed. He's like fated to die. He like has a bad fate. If you're doomed, yeah, it's kind of like destined, but negative. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So, yeah. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Amas, can you read the next paragraph? Oh, Grit. Grit, can you read the next paragraph?
Yep. Colin Heavy.
This one right here.
Sorry. This is the 5 axis. There are several on this floor, and they are marked accordingly. We have floor evacuation review every 3 months, and an escape route quiz once a month. We have our biannual fire drill twice a year, and our annual earthquake drill once a year. These are precautions only. This never happened.
Okay, nice. Let's look at evacuation.
Uh-huh.
Can you repeat evacuation?
Evacuation.
And then review.
Review.
These are precautions only. These are precautions only.
These are precaution only.
Precautions.
Precautions.
Yeah, precautions. Good. Okay. Does anybody have any questions here? All right. And Virgilio, can you read the next part?
For your information, we have a comprehensive health plan. Any catastrophic illness, any unforeseen tragedy is completely covered. All dependents are completely covered. Larry Bakilian, who sits over there, has 6 daughters. If anything were to happen to any of his girls, or to all of them, if all 6 were to simultaneously fall victim to illness or injury, stricken with a hideous degenerative muscle disease or some rare toxic blood disorder, sprayed with semi-automatic gunfire while on a class-field trip, or attacked in their bank beds by some prowling nocturnal lunatic. If any of these were to pass, Larry's girls would all be taken care of. Larry Bakidian would not have to pay one dime. He would have nothing to worry about.
Good. Really good reading. Yeah, so creepy. Can you repeat catastrophic?
Catastrophic.
Uh-huh. And simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
Uh-huh. And good. Monica, would he really have nothing to worry about? What do you think about this last line?
Well, the scenario is pretty catastrophic, but no, he would have nothing to worry about because someone else will take care of the situation.
Sort of. I guess, you wonder if, just not having to pay. I mean, he's still going to worry about his daughters who have been stricken with degenerative muscle diseases or toxic blood disorders or have been sprayed with semi-automatic gunfire. It's like,
It's sort of ironic.
it's a bit ironic. But also, I mean, it's kind of a reflection on, some ideas of like insurance and business and like worry. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's a hilarious sentence or paragraph. Monica, can you read the next part?
We also have a generous vacation and sick leave policy. We have an excellent disability insurance plan. We have a stable and profitable pension fund. We get group discounts for the symphony and the block seating at the ballpark. We get commuter tickets books for the bridge. We have direct deposit. We are all members of Costco.
Good. Nice pronunciation. Sounded good. Really good reading, too. Your intonation sounded good. So good vacation.
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 Vacation. Pension.
Yeah, pension. And direct deposit.
Direct deposit.
Yeah, it's almost like a duh. Direct.
Direct.
Yeah, good. And really nicely done. Questions here, guys? Does anybody have any questions? Jose, what is direct deposit?
Direct deposit when you put money in a account.
Okay, sort of. Anybody else with a little bit more information on direct deposit? Anybody?
Well, maybe it's when you do it without any people, without help of people that are in the middle. No?
Yeah.
Direct deposit.
Anna Carolina, more information on direct deposit?
You transfer money from your accounts to the accounts that you have to.
Okay. I mean, again, yeah, that's kind of, it's a direct transfer. We're almost always talking about employees. So when you get paid, you don't get paid with a check. You get paid with direct deposit. So your company or your boss pays your
wage there
directly into your bank account. Is direct deposit. Just a little bit easier. You guys were all kind of right, for sure. And you can also do it between people but that's just something a little bit different. Okay. And Anna, can you read the next paragraph? Oh, did we skip Jose? Jose, can you read the next paragraph?
Okay. This is our kitchenette, and this is our Mr. Coffee. We have a coffee pool into which we each pay $2 a week for coffee. Filters, sugar, and Coffee Mate. If you prefer Cremora or half and half to Coffee Mate, there is a special pool for $3 a week. If you prefer sweetened low to sugar, there is a special pool for $2.50 a week. We do not to decaf. You are allowed to join the coffee pool of your choice, but you are not allowed to touch the Mr. Coffee.
You're not allowed to touch.
Touch. To touch the Mr. Coffee. Okay.
Other than that, you did a really good job. Questions here? No questions? Okay. And let's have Anna. Can you read the first two paragraphs?
Oh, you mean me?
Yeah.
This is the microwave oven. This is the first paragraph, right?
Yeah. So can you read the first two? Yeah. So go ahead.
Sure. You're allowed to heat food in the microwave oven. You are not, however, allowed to cook food in the microwave oven. We get 1 hour for lunch. We also get one 15-minute break in the morning and one 15-minute break in the afternoon. Always take your breaks. If you skip a break, it is gone forever. For your information, your break is a privilege, not a right. If you abuse the break policy, we're authorized to
Rescind.
Thanks. Rescind your breaks. Lunch, however, is a right, not a privilege. If you abuse the lunch policy, our hands will be tied and we will be forced to look the other way. We will not enjoy that.
Good. Rescind is take away.
Yeah, I thought that it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions here? Okay. Ana Carolina, can you read the next paragraph?
Yes. This is the refrigerator. You may put your lunch in it. Perry Hacker, who sits over there, steals food from this refrigerator. His petty theft is an outlet for his grief. Last New Year's Eve, while kissing his wife, a blood vessel burst in her brain. Barry Harker's wife was 2 months pregnant at the time and lingered in a coma for half a year before she died. It was a tragic loss for Barry Harker. He hasn't been himself since. Barry Harker's wife was a beautiful woman. She was also completely covered. Barry Harker did not have to pay 1 dime, but his dead wife haunts him. She haunts all of us. Oh my gosh. Teacher,
Covered, yeah.
No one could
covered.
see her face when she was buried.
Insurance.
Insurance. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm so dumb.
You're not at all. Don't. You did a good job. His dead wife haunts him. Can you repeat haunts him?
Haunts him?
Good, perfect.
Should I skip the T? Haunts him?
Haunts. No, the T is fine. Haunts. Yeah, good. That sounded good.
Thank you.
Amp, can you read the next paragraph?
Okay. We have seen her reflected in the monitors of our computers, moving past our cubicles. We have seen the dim shadow of her face in our photocopies. She pencils herself in the receptionist's appointment book with the notation to see Barry Hacker. She has left messages in the receptionist's voicemail box, messages garbled by the electronic chirrups and buzzes in the phone line, her voice echoing from an immense distance within the ambient hum. But the voice is hers, and beneath the voice, beneath the tidal ooze of static and hiss, the gargling and crying of a baby can be heard.
Yeah, really nice job. The only thing I heard was immense.
Immense.
Yeah, immense. Okay. So this is funny, just to explain a little bit. The idea, his dead wife haunts him. She haunts all of us. It's like, it's a really common expression of saying, like, we're really sad about it. You know, like her memory kind of haunts us. And so it's really, really common to say that about somebody who's died. It's like, it's really like a really haunting experience. And then they're like talking about the literal hauntings, which is just really creepy, about what's happening. Does anybody have any questions here?
Yes, and the tidal whoosh and static and the hiss.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the whoosh is like a whoosh, and so it's tidal. It's comparing it to the ocean, so like the kind of in and out of the ocean sound.
Mhm.
The static is like the, I don't know, that white noise when your TV doesn't work, when you still had like a cable connection, I guess. And a hiss is like a tss.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the sound that snakes make.
Okay.
And
Thank
the
you.
gurgling and crying of a dead baby. A chirrup is the noise of a cricket. Yeah, chirps and buzzes of the phone line. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. Does anybody have any other questions? Ambient? Does anybody know what ambient means?
Look at the environment.
Yeah, in the environment. Perfect. So background. And let's have Grit. Can you read the first three parts, the first three paragraphs?
Yeah. In any case, if you bring a lunch, put a little something extra in the bag for Barry Hacker. We have 4 Barrys in this office. Isn't that a coincidence? This is Matthew Payne. Pay. This is Matthew Pay office. He is our unit manager and his door is always closed. We have never seen him and you will never see him. But he is there. You can be sure of that. He is all around us. This is the custodian's closet. You have no business in the custodian's closet.
Keep one more.
And this is our supplies cabinet. If you need supplies, see Curtis Land. He will lock you in on the supplies cabinet's authorization lock. Then gives you a supplies authorization slip.
Good. Let's look at coincidence.
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 Uh-huh.
Coincidence.
Coincidence.
Coincidence. And around. He's all around us.
Around.
Yeah. Can you repeat the whole? He is all around us.
He is all around us.
Around us. Around.
Around.
Good. Okay.
Around.
Custodians.
Pardon?
Custodians.
Custodians.
Yeah, the custodian's closet. Cabinet?
Cabinet.
Yeah, cabinet. This is our supplies cabinet.
Cabinet. Cabinet.
Perfect. Authorization.
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 Author. Author.
Authorization.
Authorization.
Perfect. Nice. Authorization. Okay. Virgilio, can you read the next paragraph?
Very difficult.
Yeah.
Authorization.
Present your pink.
Yeah.
Present your pink copy of the supplies authorization slip to Ellie Taylor. She will lock you in one of the supplies cabinet key lock, then give you the key. Because the supplies cabinet is located outside the unit manager's office, you must be very quiet. Gather your supplies quietly. The supplies cabinet is divided into 4 sections. Section 1 contains letterhead stationery, blank paper and envelopes, memo pads and notepads, and so on. Section 2 contains pens and pencils, and typewriter and printer ribbons, and the like. In Section 3 we have erasers, correction fluids, transparent tapes, glue sticks, etc. And in Section 4 we have paper clips and push pins and scissors and razor blades. And here are the spare blades for the shredder. Do not touch the shredder, which is located over there. The shredder is of no concern to you.
Good.
Or
Present.
present.
Yeah, present. Questions?
Sorry?
Do you have any questions?
No, well, I don't know the meaning of shredder.
Does anybody know what a shredder is? Any ideas? Paper shredder? Does that help? Okay, so a paper shredder is just something that takes pieces of paper and puts them. Come on. See if I can get it here. Okay, this is a paper shredder. So it'll take the paper, tear it up. So you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Okay. And any other questions here?
Yeah, I don't know the expression and the like. Section 2 contains pens and pencils, a typewriter, and printer ribbons, and the like.
Okay. And everything like that. And the like.
Okay.
So, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Let's go to the next page. And let's split this up into 2. And where are we? Monica, can you read the first paragraph?
Gwendolyn Stitch sits in that office there. She is crazy about penguins and collects penguins' knickknacks. Penguin posters and coffee mugs and stationery, penguin stuffed animal, penguin jewelry, penguin sweaters and t-shirts and socks. She has a pair of penguin's fuzzy slippers she wears when working late at the office. She has a tape cassette of penguin sounds, which she listens to for relaxation. Her favorite colors are black and white. She has personalized license plates that read Penguin. Every morning she passes through all the cubicles to wish each of us a good morning. She brings Dennis on Wednesdays for hump day morning break, and donuts on Fridays for TGIF afternoon break.
Really nice job. Jewelry.
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 Yeah, jewelry. And listens.
Listens.
Relaxation.
Relaxation.
Relaxation. Good. Nicely done. Questions here? Okay. Ana Carolina, can you read the next part?
She organizes the annual Christmas potluck and is in charge of the birthday list. Birthday list. Gwendolyn Stitch's door is always open to all of us. She will always lend an ear and put in a good word for you. She will always give you a hand, or the shirt off her back, or a shoulder to cry on. Because her door is always open, she hides and cries in a stall in the women's room. And John LaFontaine, who entrailed, oh my gosh, I don't know, entrailed, sorry, when a woman enters, sits quietly in his stall with his knees to his chest. John LaFontaine has heard her vomiting in there. We have come up on Gwendolyn Stitch hud- huddled
Good.
huddled in the stairwell, shivering in the updraft, sipping a diet Mr. Pibb and hugging her knees. She does not let any of this interfere with her work. If it interfered with her work, she might have to be let go.
Good. Enthralled.
Enthralled, what does it mean?
It's like really excited and paying attention. So if you're enthralled with something, it's like you're paying close attention, you're excited by it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So Gwendolyn Stitch is really sad, but she's very nice as well. Is kind of what we get here. And let's skip this a little bit. Amp, can you read the next paragraph?
Kevin Howard sits in that cubicle over there. He's a serial killer, the one they call in the carpet cutter, responsible for the mutilations across town. We are not supposed to know that, so do not let on. Don't worry, his compulsion inflicts itself on strangers only, and the routine established is elaborate and unwavering. The victim must be a white male, a young adult no older than 30, heavy-set, with dark hair and eyes and the like. The victim must be chosen at random before sunset, from a public place. The victim is followed home and must put up a struggle, etc. The carnage inflicted is precise. The angle and direction of the incisions, the layering of skin and muscle tissue, the rearrangement of visceral organs, and so on. Kevin Howard does not let any of this interfere with his work.
Oh, yeah. Elaborate.
Elaborate.
Elaborate. Unwavering.
Unwavering.
Kevin Howard.
Kevin Howard.
Howard.
Good.
Okay. And any questions here? Okay. So yeah, we've got a serial killer, and sorry, Grit. Can you read the next two paragraphs?
Yeah. He is In fact, our fastest typist, he types as if he were on fire. He has a secret crush on Gwendolyn Stitch and leaves a red foil wrapped Hershey kiss on her desk on her desk every afternoon, but he hates Annika Bloom and keeps well away from her. In his presence, she has uncontrollable fits of shaking and trembling. Her left arm does not stop bleeding. In any case, when Kevin Howard gets caught, acts surprised, say that he seems like a nice person, a bit of a loner, perhaps, but always quiet and polite.
Yeah. Good. So let's look at fire.
Fire,
Yeah, fire.
fire.
Wrapped.
Rap,
Hershey's.
Hershey,
Hershey's.
Hershey,
Z.
Hershey's,
Good.
Hershey's,
Trembling.
trembling.
Remember Anika Bloom is the one who had a little fit, and she told the person his wife was going to die. She also told the other worker that he was going to die. So she's got this like weird thing with death, and she has uncontrollable fits of shaking and trembling when the serial killer is around, and her left palm doesn't stop bleeding. Yeah, good. And Virgilio, can you read the last paragraph?
This is the photocopier room, and this is our view. It faces southwest. West is down there, toward the water. North is back there, because we are on the 17th floor. We are afforded a magnificent view. Isn't it beautiful? It overlooks the park, for the tops of those trees are. You can see a segment of the bay between those two buildings over there. You can see the sunset in the gap between those two buildings over there. You can see this building reflected in the glass panels of that building across the way. There, see? That's you waving. And look there. There is Annika Bloom in the kitchenette waving back.
Good. Tord.
Thor.
Good. Any questions here? Okay. Let's go to the next one. And ooh, we're so close. We've got to finish this. Monica, can you read the first paragraph?
Yes. Kevin Howard
Oh,
sits
perfect.
in the.
Never mind.
Oh, no.
We are at the end. Can you read the last paragraph?
Oh, this. Enjoy this view while photocopying. If you have problems with the photocopier, see Russell Nash. If you have any questions, ask your supervisor. If you can't find your supervisor, ask Philip Spears. He sits over there. He'll check with Clarissa Nix. She sits over there. If you can find them, feel free to ask me. That's my cubicle. I sit in there.
Good. And that's the end of the story. So, Monica, what did you think about this?
This is a crazy place to work in.
Definitely a crazy place to work in. Does it have anything that's like kind of real? Is there anything like sort of that's real about it?
I don't think so, but maybe it is all exaggerated.
Mm-hmm.
In the office, there's always someone that know everything about the other employees, and
Yeah.
this is this is the example, and with a lot of irony.
Definitely a lot of irony, a lot of exaggeration, a lot of sarcasm. Like, yeah. Anna Carolina, what do you think?
I liked the story, and I think there is something real
Mm-hmm.
because some people are this way. They exaggerate everything. They enjoy gossiping. You know,
Yeah.
I know someone this way. Um, a nurse assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Once someone asked to be replaced to work in another place, and then she spread out that the person was let go because was let go, teacher. Is it right to say?
Yeah,
Joshua?
let go. For sure, that's definitely right to say.
Was let go because there were complaints about her, but it was a lie. And you know, the nurse assistant talk about everyone's personal life
Mm-hmm.
as if she knew, like the person in the story.
Yeah.
And she exaggerates, you are going to be exonerated
Okay.
if you
I
do
mean,
that. Can I
first,
say exonerated
mm-hmm.
or no?
Exonerated is like set free or like relieved from guilt. Yeah. So I mean, if that's what you're trying to say, for sure you'll be exonerated. It's like, yeah, you'll be like set free, kind of.
No, I
Yeah.
mean let off, let go. Sorry.
Oh, you'll be fired. You'll be let go. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Laid off. I think this story it's a little bit more like magical realism than just the person exaggerating. I mean, it could be. Amp, what do you think? What is your opinion?
Well, it could be maybe that the guy that is saying all this stuff about the office is maybe he or she is afraid that the new one can't take the position, and maybe can pass him, and it can be the he can do the work better than him, and
Yeah.
he's like he's a threat for him. So he wants to scare the new employee, trying to well, that in that situation, if he is going to be under him and not over him.
Yeah. I mean, for sure it could be. That would be a terrifying introduction to a company. Um, yeah, you kind of wonder. Yeah, you kind of wonder. Doesn't seem to know a lot of information. Anyways, um, yeah, we are just about out of time. Hopefully you enjoyed the story. Hopefully it gave you something to think about. I kind of like this one a lot. Thanks again for coming in, and have a really good day.
Teacher, take care. See ya. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
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 Thank you.
Yeah, see you later, Greta. It was nice to meet you.